From now, it's only this. And 35mm. This is a 120. So it's been a long time coming. In the realm of excess and this world of the need to continually upgrade and buy the new and just consume in this more is more world, I want to slow down. I don't want more. I want something that lasts. I want less and I want more out of that less. You know where I'm going. We're constantly being fed we need to have the newest and the best, which I've spoken about in the past, but I don't really want to subscribe to that model anymore. I haven't for a while. And shooting film, it lends itself to that way of being, I guess, that they don't really make cameras anymore. I mean, there's a few manufacturers out there that make film cameras, but it's mostly vintage now. And while that's good, it'd be great if there was still modern cameras coming out that did shoot film, in larger numbers by more manufacturers. There's something nice about just using old gear and making old gear work. And they reached a peak. The medium was film cameras and film. It didn't get better, and it didn't really need to get better. The only reason it kind of excelled down that path is consumerism. And it's like, how can we get more for less? And while modern cameras do have their conveniences, being able to shoot very large numbers of photos on just a small card is much more convenient than only being able to shoot 36 frames, on a single roll, or even less on a medium format. You're lucky to get 12 rolls of film. 12 frames off a roll of film. But that restriction offers a liberation, and it offers so much more than what just endless photos can give you. Now, if you're shooting sports, or that's pretty much the other thing I can think of off the top of my head. But if you're shooting sports, yeah, it makes sense to want that convenience of being able to shoot more frames faster. But for most of my shooting, it's slow, and I like taking my time shooting. I'd rather hold off and reposition myself and set up a different composition and get the frame right off the bat than just shooting endlessly. And while there's that side of the manual, the laborious side of it, there's something about shooting on film. There's something about having to wait and not getting that instant gratification. You take the photo and then you have time away from that moment. You're not instantly just consumed in it. You've given space, you've digested that, and you've moved on to something else. And then when you get that film developed, you get to then take in what you took a photo of, and you can get, hopefully it's a good photo. Sometimes they're not always good, but most of the time they come out and they surprise you, and they give you this feeling that there's something chemical and real happening that's been recorded. And then there's the look. Everyone wants their digital photos to look like film, and they spend a large amount of money on these cameras, and then they edit them in post to make them look like film cameras. And it's just like, that's the look we're after, and you spend all this, you're spending several $1,000s on a camera. Why not just spend a couple $100s on a camera and then spend the rest on film and get the look that you want, and then you get the experience you want? But that's not for everyone. But there is a look, and there's a way it renders. I mean, I don't shoot color. Occasionally I shoot color. I spoke about that previously, but the way it renders colors is just, you don't get that look on digital. And for black and white, there's a harshness, there's a clinical look that comes from shooting digital, where that doesn't happen with film. It's raw. it's unforgiving, and it's imperfect, which makes it better. It makes it more real, because the moments you're capturing, they're not always going to be perfect. Sometimes you do need to capture that frame in high res, and you need it to be perfectly clean. But sometimes stories are better told when there are imperfections in place. The lighting's not perfect. You're making do with what you have. You're limited shutter speed, or you're limited by the ISO of your film. That then forces more creativity, and you have to be flexible. Again, it's not for everyone, but it's where I want to go, and I want to lean into that more, and I want to only go down that path. I've shot digital for years, nearly 15 years, and it just doesn't compete for me. And I think there's more to say in each photo through film than there is for digital. So for me, it's just this from now on, this unopened roll of HP5. I mean, in time I'll shoot other. It's not just only HP5, but that's my main film, and it's all film now. So I'm happy with that, and you don't have to be. That's the beauty of life. You get to do what you want if you're fortunate enough. And for me, I'm fortunate enough to shoot on a medium that I prefer. So like and subscribe. Godspeed.